After decades of planning and years of construction, the completion date for the Bella Vista bypass is just 39 days away, as officials will cut the ribbon on September 30th. But before that, there's still a major piece of work left to do that will greatly impact your ride, for better or for worse. So we got to bring in our infrastructure expert.
Oh boy.
Robert, sir. Robert, what do we need to know?
Well, we know that they still have a lot of work that is left to do, and for many of you heading back to work Monday, you're going to experience some changes that you may not have seen. We are talking about the Bella Vista bypass in Bentonville. For the most part, it looks pretty much done, but there is a particular hillside that officials say needs serious work, and for some of you, that work could mean serious delays. Major work on the Bella Vista bypass, or at least the Arkansas portion, is nearly complete. It's the minor work in and around the interchange that still needs addressing, like paintwork, signage, and other items. In fact, Friday morning, crews were line painting on the new bridge that opened this weekend that carries traffic over Highway 71. But as RDOT strides to better your ride, they need to address a major safety hazard. This hillside adjacent to the off-ramp from the southbound side of the Bella Vista bypass to Highway 71.
We've had a major issue with rocks coming down off that rock cut and actually ending up out in the ramp. And we want to make changes to correct that, to where that the rocks coming down into the where people are traveling, where that won't happen.
So if you're coming from the northwest Monday morning into Bentonville, you'll see crews have closed the southbound off-ramp from Arkansas Route 549 to Highway 71B. Instead, traffic will just continue over the newly opened bridge that takes you over Highway 71. RDOT has proposed two possible detours for southbound traffic needing to access Highway 71B. The first has you travel south to exit 88 and simply jump back on the northbound side of I-49, where you can access Highway 71B. The other also has you travel to exit 88, but take Highway 72 west to Highway 71B. Regardless, officials say plan for heavier delays than normal.
It is definitely going to be different than what it is right now. And we need drivers to pay extra attention for the next couple of months while we're going through this process.
Lawrence adds if it hadn't been for the extremely harsh winter, they may not have discovered the challenges the hillside provided.
We realized after last winter, this is something that we can't have going forward. We need to address this in some way.
Now we're here alongside that hillside that RDOT is planning on scaling back, and you can see how impressively tall this hillside is. Now, it's not the height of the hillside that RDOT is concerned about. It's all of the loose rock that is attached to it. And RDOT says if that rock continues to get out of control, it just becomes too much of a dangerous situation for motorists. The good news is northbound traffic on I-49 is not impacted by this work, and RDOT adds in the perfect world they can have the ramp back open in the next 3 to 4 weeks, as opposed to mid-October. Now, Jamie, for perspective, this is a rock that I picked up from the scene that had fallen off of that hillside. Now, RDOT says they plan to scale the hillside back about 100 feet, and that should make it safer so that when rocks continue to fall off of that hillside, that they won't careen through your windshield or damage your car, because they had problems in the winter with rocks falling onto that intersection, hitting vehicles, damaging them. That was kind of the red flag that went up, and RDOT officials said, hey, we got to do something. And you can see that this has some serious weight to it.
I mean, I just can't get over the fact that Robert brought us back a prop from his story.
It's a present.
Thank you. I mean, we're talking about obviously all these changes with the Bella Vista bypass, I-49. Those are major roads for people's commutes.
Yes.
But speaking of commutes, we want to know what people can expect tomorrow, back to school. You know, a lot of kids have gone through the first week. Now they should be used to it.
The shine is worn off of school already, you know, but yes, it is the second week of school. Many of those kids are headed to the bus stop. So let's take a look at that bus stop forecast for tomorrow. And you can see when they get on the bus tomorrow, it's going to be muggy and warm, and by recess, very hot out there. Make sure your kid has maybe an extra bottle of water or so. And then a sweltering day by the time they get off the bus. That's northwest Arkansas, even warmer in the River Valley, starting out at 80 degrees and up right around, if not to 100 degrees, depending on the city that you are in. By the time your little ones get off the bus, an absolutely brutal day. So make sure they've got light, loose-fitting clothing on. Like I said, give them an extra bottle of water and just make sure you tell them, hey, maybe don't spend so much time outside in recess. Go inside where the air conditioning is to keep yourself safe, Jamie.
A lot of good advice. Thanks, Robert.